Hi, everyone. This is Anna, one of your consumer technology specialists at Mid-Continent Public Library. Today, we are going to take a look at some of the common terms used when discussing social media. So the first thing I want to do is talk about what is social media. A social media platform is essentially an online community for people to connect and share ideas, stories, and bits of their lives. So people use them sometimes also to obtain information, whether that be how their family is doing or something news related. Either one could happen on a social media site. People also use these sites to catch up with friends, family, and other users. And recently, in the last few years, many companies and news outlets now use social media to engage with their viewers. So social media is kind of everywhere. So it's really hard to keep yourself completely separate from social media. Even if you're not using it, you're probably still hearing some of these terms. So the language people use to talk about social media, it can be confusing if you're unfamiliar with using any of the platforms. And sometimes different words are used to mean the same thing, which makes it even more confusing. So let's take a look at some of the core terms that people use when they're discussing social media. And we will also look at some of the different words that are used to mean the same things. So let's jump right in. The first word we're going to talk about is post. Now, post is one of the essential things that happens on a social media site. So you have probably heard this word or one of its synonyms. We'll get to those in a second. But what is a post? In social media terms, a post is any text, picture, or video that's uploaded by a user to their social media account. This is usually meant to share it with others, engage other people on the platform, whether that be just getting reactions or starting a dialogue of some sort. This is also one of the terms that can be the most confusing because different social media platforms use different terms to mean the same thing. So Facebook users may refer to posts as status updates. That's what they were originally. Some people still use that terminology. Other people just say post. Twitter calls their post tweets to kind of go with their bird icon. Pinterest calls their posts pins. So like you're pinning something to a bulletin board or something like that. And then Snapchat calls their posts snaps. So it's just good to know these different words because they are thrown around even on a news broadcast these days. And a lot of times they mean the same thing. So I just wanted to start with that one because it's a core part of social media, and what they do is to post things and share them with other people. They may call it different things, so we just want you to be aware of that. Our second word today is profile. So a profile is the web page that displays all the posts that have been created or shared by a specific user. So when you have a social media account, you're going to be posting things, and those posts need somewhere to live. So where they live is on your profile. This is a page that other people will be able to see when they click on your unique username, either from a search result list or from a post in their feed, which is going to be the next thing we talk about. You can, with some social media sites, set your profile to private mode, which means you may or may not be searchable on the site depending on the privacy settings they allow. But even if people can find your profile, they can't actually see any of your posts, and they would have to request permission to see your profile, your posts, things like that, which then gives you control over who is able to access your information. The next word we're going to talk about is, as I said before, your feed. So a feed is kind of like a news feed. It is a continuously updating list of posted content for a specific user to view. So the content that shows up on your feed is made up of posts by anyone, your friends, family, as well as people, pages, and topics or hashtags, which we'll talk about later, that you choose to follow. So it's going to be made up of things that you have chosen to follow. And then usually there are also ads kind of mixed in amongst the posts that you can see on your feed. Your feed, often it is also acting as a homepage for users of that specific social media site. So it is the most common way that people view content on social media. So you don't necessarily go to someone's profile every time you want to see what they've posted. A lot of times you can see it right from your feed, and then you'll be able to interact with it there. You can also go to the profile and do it that way as well. One thing that I do want to note is that the feeds are put together by the social media platform's algorithms. So because of this, they are usually not displayed in chronological order. Back in the day, they more often were in chronological order, so you could kind of track when posts were made in relation to other posts. You can't do that as easily now, so that's just something to keep in mind. Our next word is follower. A follower is a user who signs up, or you may hear subscribes, to receive updates when another user makes a post. So this allows the person who is following the account to see when the subscribed account posts and also has access to their profile. So this is another one where there are multiple words and they all kind of mean the same thing. You may hear the word subscriber, friend, or even connection to describe these same people. So in addition to follower, just for reference, right now, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Pinterest all use the term follower. And then on Facebook, you friend a person, but you follow a page. So Mid-Continent has their own page. We have the MCPL 360 page where you can watch our virtual programs. You would follow that page, but if you were going to connect with even a sibling, you would be friending them. And then YouTube uses the term subscriber, and LinkedIn uses connections. And as I mentioned before, some social media sites do allow you to make your profile private. So when a user makes their profile private, anyone who has already followed or subscribed to that user's account are still able to see that content. So it doesn't retroactively make your account private to anyone who's already has access to it. New followers or new connections, they would have to request permission to view your account, and then you as the user would be able to approve or deny these follow requests. Our next word is like. So liking a post is a way of responding to another user's content or post quickly and without words. So that's the big way that you can determine a like versus something else, is that it's a very quick reaction with no words. And this is usually done by clicking a button or icon that is right there with the post to react to it. The term like is used because initially on Facebook, there was the thumbs up reaction, and it was the only option you had for a reaction, and it was the like button. So thumbs up, you like it, and it kind of just evolved from there. Initially, it was used to show support of the post or the person that created it. And some services now even allow for you to choose between multiple emojis to use as reactions. So if you've seen emojis on your phone when you're texting, it's going to be the same or very similar icons that you can use as reactions. Another way to interact with someone's post is to comment on that post. So commenting is when you respond to a post, usually by clicking a reply button at the bottom of the post. And a comment can consist of text, photos, videos, even GIFs. So it doesn't necessarily have to be text, but it can be, or it can be any of these other things or some combination of them. The comment then becomes linked to the original post, and generally anyone who can see the original post can also see the comment. If someone then replies to the comment, both the person who made the original post and the person who made the first comment will get a notification, assuming that their settings are set up to get notifications. Multiple replies to a specific post then start what they call a thread of comments underneath the post. So one post can really become kind of a conversation depending on the replies and the comments and just the back and forth between users of the site. So commenting is one way to talk to someone through social media. Messaging or sending a message is another way to talk to someone through a social media site. When we message someone, it means sending a private message or a private comment directly to the user. So both commenting and messages are done through the social media platform. However, who can view it will be different. Comments are public. Anyone who can see the post can also see the comment. Messages are private. So they're almost like sending a text message to another person or multiple people, but that message is delivered through the social media platform rather than through your phone and your text messaging service. So messages can also be sent to multiple users, as I said, and that creates kind of a group chat. And this is something that you can go back to and reply to hours, days, months later, and it'll still be there. Something that I mentioned earlier but didn't really explain is sharing. So sharing is like linking a post somewhere else, and it expands the potential audience. Usually on a post, so if you're in your feed and you come across a post that you want to share with friends, family, anybody, or even just to your own profile, usually there will be a share icon that you can click right from the post, either in your feed or on the person's profile, and then you can send that post or in a way copy that post to your own social media to share it with more people. So, for example, if you're scrolling through your Facebook feed and you see a video of a cute puppy that you want other people you know to see because it's heartwarming and just brings you joy, you can use the share button on that post to post it to your profile, and then it will then show up on your account and your profile. You can also post it to another social media site. You can send it as a private message to someone, so share it privately rather than through your profile, but still in your social media account. You can even usually just copy the link to it and paste that into a text message or an email. So there are a lot of ways that you can share things that you find on social media. And social media sites really have kind of evolved to where sometimes people do almost exclusively sharing of other posts rather than creating their own posts. For example, Pinterest is a big one. On the Pinterest platform, some people do create the posts initially, but a lot of people never create their own post. They just find things that other people have posted that they like, and then they pin it or post it to a board or a folder on their own social media profile, on their own Pinterest profile. Some social media sites do allow you to turn off the sharing option for your posts, so that's something to just keep an eye out for. And the last word we're going to talk about today is hashtag. So a hashtag is a word or a phrase that is immediately preceded by a pound symbol or the pound sign and has no spaces in between. You may have seen some of these and just not known what they were or how they work. A hashtag is used to categorize posts on the same topic so that they can be found either through a search or some social media. If you click the hashtag in a post, it will take you to kind of a search result page where you can see other posts with the same hashtag. So hashtags do help people discover content on topics that they're interested in, and this allows them to then join in a bigger conversation, maybe with people that they don't normally follow or interact with. Hashtags are also how trending topics are determined. So trending topics come from the most posts with the same hashtag being created during a certain time period. So they all have to kind of be being created simultaneously to become a trending topic. And some social media sites even let you follow a hashtag, which then adds posts on that specific topic to display in your feed. So that can be kind of handy. So that is the last word we're going to talk about today. I hope that this was helpful to get you a little more familiar with social media terminology and just words that can kind of be thrown around, and it just people expect everyone to know what they mean, and it can get confusing. So hopefully this video helped clear up some of that confusion. That's it for today's video. If you liked it, make sure you let us know by following our MCPL 360 page on Facebook and our MCPL MO channel on YouTube. We premiere new videos every Wednesday and Friday at 1 p.m. And if you missed the live event, you can always find all of our videos on YouTube on one of our many technology-related playlists on our YouTube channel. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you again next time.